That me that turn this off?
I took it off, but you can.
Off today? Off day, everybody. Okay, we'll go ahead and, first we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order at, 4:09. We are here at the, Hyatt Grand Ballroom. This was our, within our partner meeting. And to start off, can I have, Director, can you give us a roll call for us, please?
Right, so Chairperson Michael Uggan is excused. Vice Chairperson Glenn Takai.
Present.
District Director Glenn Dula.
Present.
District Director Martha Tenorio. Present. District Director Yvonne Manglonia. Present.
All right, thank you. We have a quorum. And
Then for staff present, District Administrator Erica Pangilinan. Present. Conservation Planner Madeline Flores. Present. Project Director Geraldine Datwin. Present. Conservation Associate Jonathan Borja.
present.
Program Support Analyst Dalen Pangilinan. Present. Resource Technician Kenneth Uggan.
Present.
GIS Specialist Jonelle Sayama. Present. Communications Specialist John Borja.
Present.
And then we have intern Haley Heinrich. Present. Did I say your name right? Okay. And then intern Eric Delphin Jr.
Present.
Thank you. And then we also have our partners present. We'll get since they go through their going.
Okay, thank you for that. First and foremost, guys, that actually, it's good to see everyone here today. I know I'm not really looking at everybody, but, it's a little bit weird for me, guys. It's a big room, and I know we normally have it in our other small room, but, you know, following the impacts of Super Typhoon Sinlaku, the past several weeks have reminded us, really of the resilience our island has and the strength of our community, as people continue together and, you know, to support one another and move forward. So thank you guys for being here. I'd like to share that Chairman Michael Uggan is currently taking some personal time away from the district. Under Chairman Uggan's leadership, the district has continued building strong momentum through conservation programs, partnerships, outreach efforts, and regional collaboration. We have a great deal to be proud of as a board and a district, and there remains a great deal of important work ahead of us. As we continue moving the district efforts forward, the board now has an opportunity to step in together to help ensure continuity of operations and leadership during this time. Due to existing commitments on my end, I will also defer to our interim leadership responsibilities to the next officer in line. And at this time, I would like to now entertain a motion from the board to appoint Secretary Yvonne Manglonia as acting chairperson in the interim.
I make that motion to Director Yvonne as the treasurer.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Any no, all right, with no objections, so moved. And I will go ahead and turn it over to.
Okay, Suzuki Masi, Vice Chairman Takai, and thank you, directors, for your confidence and your support. The district has a very important and active season ahead of us. Over the coming months, the board will continue working on partnership development, grant implementation, regional coordination efforts, and preparations tied to the 2026 NACD Pacific Southwest Region meeting here in Guam. There is a great deal of opportunity ahead for the district, and I look forward to continuing that work alongside all of you. I also want to acknowledge the continued efforts of district staff and partners who have remained committed to advancing conservation efforts across Guam. Erica will be providing more detailed programmatic and operational updates throughout today's meeting. With that, we'll move into acceptance of today's agenda.
I motion to accept the agenda.
Second.
Right, motion to accept today's meeting agenda. Seconded as presented, so moved. And so. Okay, so now to move to approve the meeting minutes from March 11th, 2026 and March 18th, 2026.
I make that motion that we go ahead and approve those meeting minutes for those 2 dates of March 11 and March 18 as presented.
Second,
I'll second.
all right, motion to accept meeting minutes for March 11th and March 18th has been approved, so moved. And for in our agenda, for Erica to present the Southern District report.
Maybe at the presentation.
Yes.
Okay. All right, happy day, everyone, district members, partners, and affiliates. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge all of the tremendous efforts of our partners, agencies, and community organizations. Following Super Typhoon Sinlaku, many of you carried a lot of the heavy lifting and to get our island back to normalcy, and it really serves as a reminder of how important our partnerships and coordination are, especially during difficult times. So thank you, and shout out to all of our NGPA. That's great. Wow. Okay. That same spirit of partnership definitely continues within your Southern District as we continue supporting conservation efforts, our agricultural producers, and our natural resource priorities across Southern Guam and the island. I also want to acknowledge our board of directors and our UOG technical advisor for their continued leadership and support of our efforts. Without a strong board, we wouldn't be where we are at today. Acting chairperson on, congrats and condolences at the same time, but thank you for stepping up to the plate. You continue to guide the board, you're a planner by trade. You always have great input into our operations and coordination. Vice Chairman Glenn Takai, you wear many hats. You wear a big hat actually as the Deputy Director of Department of Ag, but your most important hat is, of course, you're a farmer. So thank you for continuing your initiatives that you're leading, namely the feral swine program with the Southern District, and just continuing to engage with our producers. Dr. Dula, thank you for continuing providing technical guidance and support through collaboration with the University of Guam. You really helped us get a lot of our grants and ensure that we are implementing and rolling them out. Director Martha Tenorio, you continue to support cultural outreach, ensuring that our heritage is also included in every aspect of everything that we do. And your efforts in community engagement, especially with our educators. And then you are UOG Technical Advisor, Mark Acosta. Thank you for your technical expertise and your support with our operations and helping us move forward. But with that said, with this strong board, we wouldn't really be where we're at without the dream team, you know, the staff. So we have a great team in place making these dreams come true. So I like to take a moment, since I see some new faces, to recognize and introduce our district team members who have joined and are supporting the growth of your district and helping move along our programs, partnerships, and initiatives. So I'll briefly highlight and introduce each staff member and the program efforts that they are supporting. So next slide. Under our technical assistance program, we have Madeline Flores. Maddie, where are you at? Stand up. Okay, there she is. She's our conservation planner. alongside our first ever resource technicians or student interns, Hallie and Eric. Hallie, Eric. Hey. Okay. So the goal of our technical assistance program is to strengthen Guam's local conservation delivery capacity through technical assistance, conservation planning, and producer support. We work very closely with USDA Natural Resource Conservation Service as well as the University of Guam Cooperative Extension. One major highlight under our technical assistance program is that all of the district staff have recently underwent or currently going through a conservation planning training in partnership with Cooperative Extension. So I guess I just got a shout out to the bullies, Joe DeCaro and Mark Acosta for leading those efforts and training our team on the NRCS 9-step conservation planning process. With this training, our team is able to go out to the farms and help farmers develop their conservation plans for implementation. So we're also scheduled to travel out to Hawaii to continue working towards Planner 3 certification and job approval authority for conservation practices that are commonly used here in our island landscapes. I'm also excited to share that the district will soon be breaking ground on our second conservation demonstration site located at the University of Guam CNAS. We're very thankful for the partnership with the UOG Cooperative Extension and look forward to sharing more information on that soon. Okay, next slide. Supporting stewardship and education efforts are Daleen Pangilinan, hi Dave, and Johnny Tengaporha. You might see a lot of emails coming in from them, but the goal of this program is to expand conservation outreach, education, community engagement, and the next generation of conservation leadership across Guam. As you know, we just had and hosted Stewardship Week. Unfortunately, we had to postpone some of our stewardship activities, but we were able to roll out a series of public service announcements with KUAN. And that campaign reached and engaged over 60,000 people. It's making it the largest public engagement that we've ever seen through the PSAs demonstrating that social media is a good tool for conservation outreach and awareness. So if you missed it, follow us on Instagram at Southern Guam Conservation and give us a like. Okay, so we look forward to hosting the Guam Educators Summit next year, which we had to cancel, but that is a good partnership that we have in place with UOG CIS. Hi, Kyle. Under the Southern Guam Feral Swine Management Program, next slide. All right. We have Geraldine Datwin. She is our project director overseeing implementation of our NACD Feral Swine Perimeter Fence Grant. Gerald, raise a hand. Yeah, she's our one woman show under this perimeter fence grant. So, and we also have Kenneth again, who serves as our resource technician leading our local pig break trapping operations throughout Southern Guam. Just to highlight a little bit on our feral swine perimeter fence grant, we do have a cost share fencing program in place to help our farmers protect their farms from feral swine damage. The program provides financial assistance and technical support to producers, helping them install agricultural fences to reduce crop damage and soil erosion. So far, 24 farmers are actively moving through the program. To date, we have signed 11 farmers and processed about $83,000 in stipends for fence installation. Installation will begin this May 2026 and will go into September 2026. So we're really proud of how far we've come with this program. It was a lot, but we're getting through it. So, and we're really happy for the farmers. Program highlights in terms of our pig break
trapping program. We have documented about 220 girls swine removed to date through active trapping efforts conducted primarily within Talipofo and Inalahan, with expansion now underway to Santa Rita. The program currently operates 6 pig rig traps with 3 additional traps on its way. The district also continues to work closely with USDA, APHIS, Wildlife Services. We are very thankful for the support with Guam Department of Ag and the Mayor's Council as we continue strengthening coordinated response for feral swine management down in the south. Okay, next slide. Okay. Under the NACD REPI initiative that we have, the goal is really to work with our partners to strengthen conservation and coordination efforts across Guam. We're supporting GIS mapping, outreach, research sharing, and long-term resilience planning, and also building capacity through collaboration with our federal agency and partners. So within this initiative, I'd like to introduce John Borja, our communications specialist. He also worked closely with the team to develop the PSAs, and he's just developing all things marketing in general for the district. And then we also have Janelle Sayama. She is our GIS specialist, also assisting. One major update under REPI is that we have developed what is called a Guam Sentinel Landscape Partnership Portal. The portal design has been completed, and it's meant to serve as a resource for our partners to access data and mapping and information relative to help with conservation planning. We're really excited to launch the portal, and that way we can start allowing access to the members. Lastly, I'd like to report under REPI that we have been recently given a notice of award for approximately $700,000 from NIFWIC, a National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, which is focused on strengthening wildfire response and resilience efforts in Southern Guam. So shout out to Guam Department of Agriculture, Forestry, Christine and her team. Shout out to Guam Fire Department, and all of our partners over at NAFDAC and REPI for helping us acquire this really big, large amount of money so we can, So we're looking forward to rolling that out fairly soon. We're targeting August, so yeah, we're just so happy right now. Okay, so lastly, closing out the report, next slide, I want to briefly highlight that we are continuing planning efforts for the 2026 NACD Pacific Southwest Region meeting here on Guam. As you know, Guam has been selected to host this meeting for the first time ever, so it's a big deal. So we're gonna need everybody in this room to help out and help make it a great success. Coordination is moving, and we are looking to launch the official registration very soon with the University of Guam CISC grant. So Kyle, I'm looking at you again. This event is supported, of course, by the Office of the Governor, UOG, and it's brought to you by the Northern and Southern Soil and Water Conservation District. So shout out to our northern counterparts for Savannah. Savannah has been very instrumental in this effort, and we're gonna have really good merch too. So, well, with that being said, we're looking forward to the 4-day meeting conference. We'll keep everyone posted, and I'll go ahead and turn the floor back over to our acting chairperson.
Right, so now we have time for the partner reports. And, okay. All right, so we're going to go in order, and do we have the list, the partner list? And Johnny will go ahead and go down the line.
All right, so first off, we have Mr. William McDonald. Do you have anything you'd like to report? Got Savannah over there? So we'd like Savannah to report on behalf.
I can go ahead and, report on behalf.
Okay. On behalf of the North, Mr. Christopher Rosario.
All right, sure.
Thank you so much. Okay, so for the report of the North, our last island poster contest coordination, I believe is finally being concluded with the South. So thank you for the coordinators, both Rosanna and Johnny, for concluding that. The May Harvest nominees for the North, we have Kath Perez, who has been voted nominated for Junior Farmer of the Year. And then Ernie Wissick for Farmer of the Year. Out of the North. For this year, unfortunately, the North will not be conducting the Educators Symposium. Again, due to our deficit in our funds for this fiscal year. The local working group coordination, I believe, is going to be tentative until further guidelines are received from NRCS. The Northern Guam Board was also decided to move the partnership meetings on a quarterly basis. So our next meeting will be on June 30th. Of June 30th for our next partnership meeting. And then last but not least, we have been conditionally awarded for I believe for the Dina Malik grant. We're conditionally awarded for that. And so, I guess further details can be discussed in our next partnership meeting. And that's it that I have for the North. Yep. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Rosario. Next from GFD, Mr. Thomas Rabago. Okay, on behalf of GFD, Mr. Anachibini.
Good day, everyone. On behalf of Chief Murray, Guam Fire Department, just wanted to thank you for the partnership, inviting us to these meetings. We're definitely learning a lot of everybody else's processing, right? And so we just are appreciative of the partnership. Thanks to John and Jaylene for helping out with that PSA. So that was great. We appreciate you guys. I think that's it. The only thing that we had post Sunlaku was that the exemption rather for the burning permit that expired on April 30th, May 1st, we're back on track. So any permitting, gotta come to the fire department.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chimina. John C. Tapalca.
I'm not sure I'm recording. I'm just new here. This one? Well, I'm a farmer for pigs and cows. And also I'm a fisherman. I run the fisherman in Pablo Bay all around. And I know you guys heard about me somewhere online. Basin, address, I'm involved. But I love living on this fatherland because a lot of things that we didn't know that we know it now. But you guys supporting all this data, which is very good. And I'm happy to be here to hear you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Buck Jolly.
Hey, so we have multiple people here from USDA, so you're gonna have to listen to me first and then I'm gonna pass it off, so. In 17 no, I'm just kidding, but, so I am coming because I haven't been here for a while. I'm the assistant state director, but Chad's been leading this program, since I left it off a long time ago. But, some of you know, but the Jolly family, we're leaving islands, come July. And the reason I'm here is because in November 2018, I just showed up on island. I hadn't even caught up in sleep. I felt very new and very disoriented. And my very first meeting with a partner was with Southern Soil. And I remember going to that meeting and I walked in and they said, "Hey, there's some food over there. Go ahead and get it." And I said, "No, it's okay. I'm good." And I sat down and Miss Angie came over and put a soup in my hand and I said, "No, I don't want it." She goes, "Oh, that's nice. Here you go." And handed me the soup and handed me the fork and I ate the soup. And I never felt more welcomed and like immediately part of a community from that gesture. And because of that, Southern Soil's always been very a big part of, like, I felt a lot of affection for the board and for the program. So I just wanted to come and say that because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be here since, and I think that connection that I felt with directors and with the whole program in the past has helped us to maintain this partnership. And as you guys know, since I'm leaving, I think it's been announced that our new assistant state director and soon to be acting state director is gonna be Mr. Chad Richardson. And I'm looking forward to hearing about all the good things that you guys continue to do together, while I'm gone in Oregon. So, but I just wanted to thank you and thank all of our partners here that, this Guam community is really hard to leave. I was telling some people earlier that as soon as I clicked it, accept to my new job, I kind of thought, what did I just do? Like, because of the community here, and I really appreciate it. So I'll just pass it off to Chad now.
Well, thanks, Buck. Yeah, I'm really excited to take over, I guess, and I mean, I was here and been welcomed the same way. With the exception of the fights that Glenn and I go through periodically, other than that, it's all good, right? So, no, I have some of the same feelings, some of the same experiences, but I'm looking forward to taking on as assistant state director, acting state director. I'm gonna still kind of maintain feral swine stuff. Nothing's gonna really change immediately. We all know how fast the government works, so. But I'll be here, plan to be here for quite a while. So for a quick report, I want to let everybody know that I did and was able to attend the International Wild Pig Conference in Montgomery, Alabama, about 3 weeks ago. It was a great time. I was able to, actually, it was only about one of 10 wildlife service employees that were able to attend. So our attendance to these conferences have been really tough due to the current administration restrictions. So I felt extremely lucky to be able to go. I was able to present about our program in Guam and the things that we're trying to do with feral swine here on Guam, the program that we're trying to grow and build and make a difference. And so opened a lot of eyes. I had to have a map up there because most people don't know where Guam is. And so I had a really good experience there, and like I said, opened some eyes to all the folks. There was folks from Australia, New Zealand, and all around for the conference. Also was able to spend some quality time with Dana Cole, our National Feral Swine Damage Management Coordinator. Dana kind of pulls the purse strings for our national program, so was able to spend some quality time with her. It took a while to get her corralled, I must say, about 2.5 days. That's true. Every time I went up there, somebody else took her, so finally I was managed to get her. But talked to her a lot about Guam and the things that we need, and so I'm gonna try to get her out here, her and or the assistant, but they need to see what we're experiencing, what we're doing here, and so that's my next step, is to get Dana or Mike, the assistant, out here to see the challenges that we really have and really try to open their eyes to help us with more national funding. And that's what I think, and I've said this before to you guys, I mean, that's what I think we really need. The grant funding is great. And we have expanded the program with our mayor's council money and some of the Department of Ag money, and that's been great. We've been able to expand our program. But we need more money still. We're not able to make a dent in these pigs yet. You guys all know that. So we're gonna continue to push for more money and stable money. Grant money comes and goes, and I can't hire people and keep people long-term with grant money. So that's the goal, the long-term goal for this feral swine program. With that said, I guess I know I messaged Erica, a week or two ago and said we did we did finally exhaust the $12,500 that you guys supported the program with. And as I said before, we were able to really string that out. I mean, with my other funding pots, the guys were able to kind of nickel and dime the calls, and we only charged money to you guys when it was something kind of very specific to you. But we did exhaust those funds, your bank account is empty. So, but we still have other funds that we're still working, in the south, the mayor's council money and Department of Ag money. So, we're not turning folks away that have problems with pigs. We have to date, and we've been able to do roughly about 300 pigs this fiscal year in the south and about 300 pigs, in the north. So I think we're sitting around 600 pigs, for our take for the fiscal year. So last year, I know we did 1,200, and I really hit these guys and said, let's do 2,000. It's been a bit of a challenge. We've had some personnel changes. Jathan Minnow, my primary trapper in the south, has just got activated in National Guard. So he's gonna be gone for a year, so kind of scrambling to fill in behind him. Nathan Flores is sitting over here. Nate come in, I know at the last meeting we were at, and I introduced him, and Nate's been kind of mostly working in the central part of the island, but he dips into the south too, so thanks for coming, Nate. And in fact, Nate was the reason why I didn't make the last partner meeting, because he called me about, I don't know, and said, sometime in the afternoon, and said, boss, the water's really nice. I think we need to go spearfishing. So I said, yeah, I think we better do that. So I texted Erica and said, I ain't gonna make it, we're going spearfishing. So that was Nate's fault. But that's all I got.
Find any pigs down there? Find any pigs down in the water?
No, but we were thinking about pigs. Who's next?
Thanks, Chad.
Yeah.
All right.
But do you have to take your wife with you or and she's?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I'm easy to fill in behind, we got a better version of me right here, but Rachel leaving, it's gonna be tough, so.
All right, next up, we have Amber Powers from DOAG.
I guess first and foremost, since we have a lot of farmers, represented at the Southern Soil and Water Conservation District, and the Northern District with the crop loss compensation program, the application period is tomorrow. So if you know anyone that's a bona fide farmer that has their certificate, within the last year, and they're a bona fide farmer, have them turn in their application by close of business tomorrow, because that's gonna be the closing for Titans and Lotto for the crop loss compensation program. Also, we have fisheries management plan town hall meetings coming up this next week. They're gonna be going over the drafts of the fisheries management plan that was drafted with feedback from the last town hall meetings last year. Those will be starting next week in the north in Dedido on Monday. And then Wednesday, it will be central at the Guam Museum. And then on Thursday, it will be at the Elahan Community Center. They're all at 6 p.m. You guys are welcome to attend or send other fishermen, and we'll work on your feedback on the draft. And that'll be incorporated into the final draft. For animal health, from an executive order, the importation of poultry is open. We have had successful importations of grown poultry, but the hatching eggs and the day-old chicks, we're having some issues getting them in because with this executive order, we realized that we were following an older version of the law, and they started following chapter 2, the more recent version of the law. And within that, there are issues with the day-old hatching chicks that it needs a USDA veterinarian to sign on it. And it's very cost prohibitive at this point. So we had a community listening session last night for the proposed changes. And we're working on changing that with the Guam administrative rules and regulations. So Dr. Turner's asking if you guys hold off for now on the day-old hatching chicks and eggs, because there's a delay on it. If you do have an issue with your full-blown birds that you're importing, you can email, just you reach out to Dr. Turner at permits@doag.guam.gov or quarantine@doag.guam.gov and say, hey, I'm having an issue. Give her a day or two because she's the territorial vet and they also are in charge of the animal control and pet importation and exportation. They have a lot of things on their plate. So, just give her a day or two. If she doesn't call you back, call her, but don't expect your rooster or your chickens to come the next day if there's an issue with the vet where you're having. There is the tip and clip going on. If you see animals around and they're friendly and they have their ear tipped, I'm not talking about swine. We're talking about dogs and cats, the free roaming dogs and cats, the neighborhood animals. There is a program where they can be taken up. It's at no cost or by donation. They can make an appointment with Game. They can call Game, make an appointment, take a neighborhood animal that's friendly, and they will neuter or spay them and tip their ear. So they'll make a little clip off their ear, so that way they can be identified that they're not going to be adding to the feral population or roaming population through births. And then I'd like to thank the Soil and Water District for supporting the busing for the for students to attend the harvest. I think that forestry has some updates. No problem. Yolanda Sebastian, program coordinator. Wasn't prepared. I'm prepared now. There's stipend work available to volunteers. So if you want to spread the word, it's located at Escado, which is down in Moleso. It is a way for people to find work if they're between jobs, let's say, or they're looking. All you need to do is provide yourself with a working bush cutter and we'll provide the fuel, but it must work. And we're looking for that to happen pretty soon. And this program will probably last through till October. You can get more information by calling 671-300-7977. Come see us over at Forestry at DOAG. And you can give us a follow at DOAG Forestry on IG or on Facebook.
All right, next we have from Guam EPA, Mr. Peter Bautista.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm happy to be here. I'm from EPA. I'm just a returning Guamanian back from the States. Retired from NRCS 3 years ago. I'm working now with Guam EPA as the chief engineer. And I was here at the previous meeting with Camp Lost folks in NAPFAC, and it was a good meeting. Thanks for the sponsorship. So we decided to attend the partner meeting, which is normally attended by Margaret Aguilar, who's currently off island and unavailable. So we were going to take notes for her. But you know me, I'm a retired conservationist, so I love it. I love to be here. I'm impressed with your development and your goals and your plans. It's very impressive. And I want to support you guys, however. Thank you. And with me is my deputy administrator.
Company, my name is Glenn Nicholas. I'd like to share Bill number 141, that absence of law, public law 38-121. And basically what that means to farmers is that there's exemptions to the composting permit requirements that exempt farmers from obtaining composting permits to compost on their farms. There's other exemptions that include households up to 3 can compost without a permit, small businesses, schools, community gardens, etc. So the law is in place. It also added some rules and regulations for those exemptions that we need to take a look at and maybe expand on. So we might be reaching out to the community for their inputs in some of the volumes that are exempted for this law to go into effect. So I'm not aware, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the law, but it's definitely something that is overdue. And we are trying to encourage composting at the community, small business levels in schools. And of course, farms always lead the way in composting. I have a ranch in Menengan, Jonia, and that's stuff that we just do without a permit. So the law kind of identifies an exemption for making this law. Thank you. By the way, your venue is really nice, and the information that you guys provided was very informative. It's the first time I attended one of these meetings. I'm hoping maybe to attend more in the future.
Thank you. Next, we have Dr. Bob Avakwa from UOG. I'm sharing something from him.
I wear a couple hats. I'm a part-time farmer. I'm a member of the Southern District. I'm a former advisor to the Northern District. I'm a retired professor at UOG, and I continue to work there half-time where I teach 2 agricultural courses. They're courses where the students gain hands-on experience growing crops, and they like to grow watermelon. So what I want to share with 3 discoveries that they've made. Number 1, a bit of background. Watermelon is a member of the cucurbit family, and that's the dominant family of crops on Guam. Includes cucumber, watermelon, cantaloupe, bittermelon, and many other things. One of the characteristics, there's 2 characteristics. One is that they require pollination of flowers. We'll get into that in a minute. The other is they're prone to damage by an insect pest called pumpkin beetle. So, but first we're going to go to the pollination. So here we are raising watermelons, and there are no honeybees at all on the horizon. So we went to our entomologist, Dr. Daniel, and we asked him, can you look into this and see, are we going to have to pollinate by hand? And he looked into it and he said, no. The other picture with the yellow flower, there it is. And he says, no, at the University of Guam campus, we have native bees that are pollinating our crop. So that's just a heads up to all of you. It's smaller, nondescript, doesn't have a hum or a buzz, but it pollinates the flowers. And so that's a plus. The other one, growing watermelons on Guam, the #1 insect pest is we call pumpkin beetle. You might know it as cucumber beetle. And Dr. Daniel has put together a fact sheet that emphasizes the behavior or background to the beetle, its life cycle. So it gives you ideas on how you can manage them without using insecticides. So that's been a big plus for us. And it's available online. And thirdly, I had reported in the past that one of our scientists was suspicious of us using sunshine mix #4 to start watermelon seedlings. And she thought, well, maybe you should blend it. Well, we tried it, and no, we stand by sunshine mix #4. It's an excellent product for starting vegetable seedlings on Guam. And Madam Chairperson, I'd like to give you complimentary copies of these. Johnny, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Avakwa. And then we have Mr. Kyle Mandapat. Do you have anything you'd like to report?
That's what that sign was for. After everybody, my name is Kyle Mandapat. I'm the Associate Director for Communications and Community Engagement, University of Guam, Center for Island Sustainability and CDRAP. We're really looking forward to the upcoming regional meeting and to play a role in that as we support our partners here, the districts. We just came off of the UOG Conference on Island Sustainability in the past few weeks, and so we learned a lot from that and really got to see an underscoring of the amazing work you guys do here and how we, not only as a university, but as a community, can lend more support to the great work that you've got cooking. So thank you for having me. It's been very insightful today. See you soon. I'll never sign in again. Thank you.
All right. Next we have Teddy Lee Conception.
You signed in.
I did. You want me to talk? My name is Terry Conception. I am a third generation rancher from the north, local entrepreneur. I guess one hat I can represent, I'm a county office committee member for the Farm Service Agency. I'm going to represent that hat right now, aside from being a constituent of the local district, so. Thank you, Johnny, for speaking.
You're welcome. I'm always happy to hear from you. And then, Jacob Conception. Anything to report on behalf of UOGCIS? No, okay. Is there anyone else who did not sign in that I did not call that would like to report on anything?
Sorry, Lana. Sorry, I didn't mean to point that.
I'll just say hello. My name is Michelle Crisosimo. I am president and co-founder for Guam Sustainable Culture. Happy to see a lot of our partners. We have our composting and every village partners with EPA, our DOAG partners, UOG partners, everyone here. Teddy and I sit on the county committee as well. But yeah, nice to be here and hope to, be involved in more of these in the future. Thank you.
Anyone online?
No.
No.
All right, first, thank you to our partners for your continued collaboration and support of the district's conservation work. We wouldn't be here without all of your support and continued collaboration. So at this time, we would like to move on to new business. So the next item of new business are the UOG CIS Sea Grant MOA. And, okay, go ahead.
I would like to make a motion that we table the new business until our next meeting on May 20. All items there.
Second, all right. So it has been moved and seconded to postpone the UOG CIS Sea Grant MOA. And the Department of Agriculture MOA until May 18th. May 20th, sorry. All right, all those in favor say aye. All right. Any opposed? Okay. So the motion carries and these items are tabled until May 20th. All right, and the next item is the Guam Department of, that's both of these anything? Okay. All right, so moving on to the public announcements, we have the 2026 Department of Agriculture May Harvest Festival on May 15th, 2026, so please attend. And then our next partner meeting is July 15th, 2026. Okay. And I would like to open the floor for any further announcements or comments. No? Okay.
Ben, did you have a hand up?
Okay. All right, so can I get a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I want to join the meeting.
I'm second.
Okay. All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
And I am.
Okay, hearing no objection, the meeting is adjourned at 4:58 PM. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
That this is not our normal.
Better.
Meeting venue. Thank you, everybody, for making time to join us.